Welcome to class, everyone. Welcome to class. I am your piano teacher, Mr. Jonathan. First of all, let me say God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. Let me know that you are present today watching this video and like in class on today by simply writing down below that God is good, all right? Don't wait, just go ahead, write it on down. Let me know that you are present here today in class, all right? Well, let's go get started with this lesson. You already know what we're going over today on Breakdown Bootcamp. And I'm looking forward to this lesson because I want you to know this is a very important lesson that I am giving you because you're going to use this in gospel music, especially playing for churches and then, singers and then stuff like this. So learning how to vamp is a very important tool to have, okay? So you're going to use this. Take my word for it. Like if you playing at a church or something like that, or a song, and then a singer want to vamp it, and you don't know how to really like execute it, So this is a very important lesson that I do want y'all to learn, okay? And like if you want one-on-one lessons with Mr. Jonathan through Zoom, no matter where you located at, you can simply email me at jamsmusiccenter704@gmail.com, and the link will be, the like email will be down below in the description. But yes, please take advantage of my one-on-one Zoom lesson. Y'all make these virtual Zoom lessons so much fun, and y'all learn so much over Zoom too. So thank you to my Zoom students. Thank you to my members who actually like is a part of Mr. Jonathan's class, and the ones who actually joined also. And like if you haven't joined Mr. Jonathan's class yet, please click that join button down below, okay? All right, so on today we got to learn how to vamp, okay? You can't get around vamping, especially like in church, because that's usually when it happens the most, okay? A singer will try to vamp a song, and you need to know what to do, okay? So I will give you the template, okay? I will give you the template. Once I give you the template of like how this goes, then you can take it and then make it your own, okay? So we're going to learn this. Matter of fact, let me go start the lesson because some of you told me, Mr. Jonathan, just teach the lesson because you talk too long. I was saying, oh, but nevertheless, let's go move forward into learning this lesson. But yes, vamping is a very important thing. All right. So our practice song on today is going to be "I Love You, Lord, Today." So this is going to be our practice song. Okay. So since most of my students know how to play in C sharp, let's learn this in C sharp. But I will give you the numbers that way y'all can learn it like in whatever key that you in by simply using the numbers, and then using those numbers like that are like within that scale. That way you can still practice it too, okay? So our practice song for today is going to be "I Love You, I Love You, I Love You, Lord, today, because you care for me in such a special way." Oh no, I played that wrong. That's why. Well, see, okay. So I'm not really trying to show you the song. I'm just getting to the vamp part. So I will play the song, like how I would usually play the song. But I'm not playing it for you to actually learn it. But I'm getting to the vamp so that way you can like understand like how to like where the vamp goes, okay? So you have "I love you, I love you, I love repeat that, like over and then over, okay? But all right, so we're going to do this in C sharp on today. Your 1 is going to be a C sharp, your 2 is going to be the E flat, the 3 is going to be the F, the 4 is going to be the F sharp, the A flat is going to be your 5, your 6 is going to be your B flat, your 7 is going to be a C, and then your 1 is going to be 1. Or you can call it, like 8, all right? But, that's 1 or like 8, all right? All right, so this vamp. In the key of C sharp, okay? Here's your main vamp chord, okay? This is the chord that you need to learn. In the key of C sharp, you have a B chord, all right? You have B, D, and then F, all right? Which is a regular B chord, all right? You have your 6 plus, which would be your B. Here's 6 plus, 6 minus, all right? And 6 plus, your 1 plus, which is your 1 plus, 1 minus, all right? All right, so you have your 6 plus, 1 plus, and your 3. All right, which is your B chord. All right, so remember your B chord, and you're going to use the A flat first, which is your 5. Okay, so then your vamp chord is your 5, your 6 plus, your 1 plus, and then your 3. Okay. All right, so you should have that sound. This is your vamp chord, letting everybody know, hey, we doing that again, all right? Whenever you think about your vamp, think about this chord, all right? Don't forget, this is your vamp. If you in the key of C, your vamp chord would be a G, which would be your 5, your B flat, which would be your 6 plus, your C sharp, which would be your 1 plus, and then your E, which would be your 3. All right, same numbers, whatever key you in. That's your vamp chord, whether you in like E flat. Your vamp number is still the same thing, okay? Whether you in like A flat. All right. So that's your vamp chord. That lets everybody know, hey, we repeating, all right? So I think I did a lesson on doing that, 2, 5, 1 as a walk up. So you got the vamp chord, and then you'll drop down on left hand. Oh, your left hand plays a 6, all right? So then left hand plays a B flat, all right? So you got that sound, all right? Remember that fingering, because if same way you actually play that chord, play that chord just like that, like every single time, because if it don't line or feel right, then okay, that's not right, because it don't feel right, okay? All right? Learning how to, actually, feel through your keys and stuff. That's the good thing about using black keys too. All right. So, all right, this is your vamp. So then, like after your vamp note, you're gonna go to your 2 in the left hand, which would be the E flat. Your right hand plays a B flat, which would be a 6, a 1, which is a C sharp, and then the like F sharp, okay? All right, that is a 4. Like if you move this like F sharp right here, that's a 4 basically. But what we want is that 4. So then you'll take this 4. All right, this is simply a 2-5-1, 2-5-1. All right, but this way, I mean, you can do it this way. All right, so we got that's why my heart. All right, so then we have that 2 with that, 6, 1, and 4. And then your next chord will be your, learn it this way first, okay? You have your, that's why my heart, all right? That, 5 in the left hand, which is your like A flat. Your right hand plays the 5, 1, and 3, which is a regular 1 chord. As you can see, if you move that A flat there is a regular 1 chord, but left hand plays the 5, okay? All right, so vamp, back to the 2, that's why my heart, all right, next one is, all right, so this one, so you have vamp, that's why my heart is filled, all right, right there. You have left hand with a 5+, which is the A. The right hand has the A, C, E flat, and the F. You can also leave that, like F out, but like if you want a more nice of a sound, you can add that, like F, or you can leave it out. All right. So you have your 5+, 7, and 2. All right. All right. So then this chord, that's that walk up, 5, and then we're going to a 6 chord, okay? Which left hand will be a B flat, which is your 6. Your right hand plays a 6, a 1, and a 3, which is your B flat, C sharp, and the F. All right, that's a 6. After this, go to the 6, and then vamp chord. Stay, left hand stays on 6, which is your B flat with the vamp chord, all right, and then walk it back over. That's why my heart is filled with praise. Hey, that's that vamp note right there. Hey, that lets everybody know we going back to the 2. That's why my heart is filled with praise. My heart is filled with praise. All right. Here's where you will probably get confused at, sometime, because that vamp can go several different ways, okay, throughout different songs. All right. There's a brief pause. All right. Listen at it, because it's this pause whenever you, not really a pause, but you got to sustain it, or, hold it for watch. That's why my heart is filled with, hold it, 2, 3. That's why my heart is filled with, hold 6, da, da. That's why my heart is filled with, 1, 2, 3. That's why my heart is filled with, 1, that part, that hold on 6. You gotta know that timing of that, cause it's that's why my heart is filled with pray 2, 3, walk down. That's why my heart is filled with 1, 2, vamp on 3. That's why my heart is filled with praise. Alright. You can like get out like of that vamp by simply doing a 2-5-1, I think, huh? Last time. That's why my heart is filled with that's why my heart is filled with praise. All right. So that's how you get out like of the vamp. All right. So last time 2. That's why my 5 and 1, 5 down here with a 1 chord. Heart is filled. I am playing a 4, 6, and a 2. Not a regular 4 chord, but that 2 versus that 1. All right. With a 5, which is the like A flat in the left hand, filled with, you have F sharp, B flat, and then and then like E flat, okay? Filled with, and then a 1 basically. 1 in the left hand, right hand. You have the 3, 5, and 1, which is the F, A flat, and then C sharp, okay? That's the vamp. This is how I want you to learn it doing this song, okay? You don't really got to know how to play the whole song, but I want you to just vamp it with that's why my heart is filled with praise. All right? And then like if you want to make it a little bit more fancier too, you can, but I'm giving you the template. That's the basic template of that's why my heart is filled with praise. 2, 3, go back to the that's why my heart is filled with 1, 2, vamp 2, 2. Why my heart is filled. You can also, while you're doing that, you can also like add these, both of these like F's, this F, all right, with the 5 plus with the A, and then you can actually like keep that F and then just go up, which is you're still doing your 6, but you adding another like F right there. All right, so you got 5, 2, vamp. You can also walk up. That's why my heart is. So you got that's ba da da da. So ba ba ba. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got that's why my heart is filled with praise. 2 and them, 2 and 2. That's why my heart is filled with praise. You can also walk it down. You can vamp, bum, 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 bum. And then that's the vamp. Walk down to your 5, 4, 3, 2. That's why my heart is filled with praise. That's why my heart is filled with praise. All right. So now me, I am creative with it. I know the template of it, so now I can be, creative doing me. That's why my heart, okay. That's why my heart is filled with praise. That's why my heart is filled with praise. That's why my heart is filled with. This is what I mean by being creative. That's why my heart is filled with praise. That's why my heart is filled with praise. That's why my heart is filled with praise. All right, so that's me just playing with it, being creative. Now that you actually know the basics of it, that's why my heart is filled with praise. I usually go here to a 7 in my left hand, which is a C, and then right hand plays the like A flat C, which is a 5 chord, the 5, 1, and then 2. And so then I would usually use versus pausing that 2 seconds on that. That's why my heart is filled with 1, 2, vamp. So so then I go from the that's why my heart is filled with praise. That's that, 5 and a 7 in the left hand, and then right back on the vamp where that vamp chord, left hand, still got the 6, and then drop on back down. That's why my heart is filled with praise to vamp. That's why my heart is filled with praise. All right, so they use that walk down. So I'm bum, 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 bum. All right, I vamp, hit that B flat again, bum, 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 bum. That's what you can also use a 4 chord too. Okay, so you can vamp it. That's why my heart is filled with praise. All right, so you can use that 4 or that 4. All right. So let's go use it with another song. Don't worry about the song because I'm not really teaching the song, only the vamp part of the song. But there is a song that I'll say yes, Lord, yes, to your will and to your way. I'll say yes, Lord, yes, I will trust you and obey. When your spirit speaks to me, with my whole heart I'll agree. Vamp, and my answer will be yes, Lord, yes. And my answer will be yes, Lord, yes. Vamp, back to the 2. That's why my heart is filled with praise. 2 and vamp, walk down. That's why my heart is filled with 1, 2, vamp. That's why my heart is filled with praise. 2 and vamp. All right, don't drag that left hand now. Get that left hand on down there. Vamp, da 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 da. That's why my heart is filled with praise. That's all right. So your vamp should line up. But sometimes your vamp may be slightly shorter When I say shorter, you may can only do something much shorter, like oh, okay, I got one. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because he first loved me. Because he first, yeah, because he first loved me. Because he first loved me. Because he first. So because he first, that's a simple ba 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 ba, love me. Because he first loved me. Because he first loved me. All right. So you can also do this in fast songs. Trust me, I do it during the I do it during the during the hymn of praise. Like every Sunday, I get on my pastor nerves doing it because he's like, "Why you be vamping?" The hymn of praise song. I was like, "Cause it sound good when we do it." But you got hold to his hand, God's unchanging hand. You better hold to his hand, God's unchanging hand. Fill your hopes on things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Vamp it, da da da. Hold to God's changing hand. You still got that little brief pause in there. Da, 1, 2, van. Hold to God's changing hand. Hold to God's 2, 5, 1. All right, that works good on that also. That works good for a lot of your, a lot of your traditional songs. Like also, like by and by, when the morning comes, all the saints all done, we will tell the story how we overcome, and we understand it better by and by. And by and by, oh, when the morning comes, all the saints all done, we will tell the story how we overcome, and we understand it better by and by. Yeah, okay, yep, I did have that. We understand it better by and by. We will understand it better by and by. To and then we will understand it better by and by. We will understand it better by and by. Okay, so as you can see, you can vamp this in so many different songs. Okay, so that's why I kind of want y'all to learn how to vamp the ending like of a song, so that way whenever somebody vamping, you already know. Vamp, when they go back, drop down to the 2, 2 left hand, with a 4 chord, or that one or that one. You are vamping. They say turn it around. That's why my heart is filled with praise. That's why my heart is filled with praise. All right, that timing, that timing in here matters. Also, no matter what song you're doing, you got to make sure that timing lines up, like for the vamp, okay? So you got 1, 2, da 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 da. That's why my heart is filled why my heart is filled with praise. All right, y'all got that, right? If you got it, and then like if you really learned it and really found this lesson helpful, do me one favor and then press that thanks button down below. And like really practice this, because I want you to know this, like know this and can like execute it perfectly, okay? Like make sure your timing matches my timing. Go back and then rewind the video. Make sure your timing lines up with my timing, because that matters, because you can mess up a vamp by coming in too early, or too late also too as well, okay? So you want to make sure your timing lines up with my timing, because you can also speed it up, but that timing still got to line up with that that 1 2 and then 3 is a vamp, 4, and that's why my heart is filled with 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and all right. So then all of this is 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Oh well, I did that last one wrong. Hold on. 2 then da 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 1 2 3. Hold on. So 2 2 da da da, feel with 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 and 1 and 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3. All right, so you need that within in about a good 8 count, basically. All right, so one more time. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and right back. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and 1. All right. Make sure your timing lines up with mine. Your timing in different songs may be slightly faster or slower, but that timing still, that's still your template on what everybody usually go by, okay? Sometimes you probably can't add that in there. You can probably go straight there and then to da 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 da. All right, and so then always know that vamp can slightly change, okay? No biggie though, but just know this, all right? Thank you for coming back to class on today. Like, if you really did enjoy this lesson on today, please comment down below that thank you, Mr. Jonathan. And then I hope that y'all did add it, that God is good also from earlier too. But thank y'all for coming back to class. I look forward to our next lesson. And I can't wait to see what the topic for the next lesson is. But if y'all do got like any good ideas on topics that y'all want me to cover, please leave it down below in the comments, and then you never know, I may just go do that video next, okay? Because y'all be having some good ideas, and yes, I really do appreciate y'all stopping by again, and I look forward to seeing you at the next class. And remember, I am your piano teacher, Mr. Jonathan. God is good all the time. and all the time. God is good. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all at the